is Chris Tucci, and this is my 04 Mustang GT. Alright, so basically how I got into cars was just throughout my life, my whole family has been into cars. We've been drag racing and going to watch street racing and watching NASCAR our whole lives. Really, if it wasn't for my grandfather bringing my father and his brothers into the car world, it would have never, came on to us. So I've always been into cars. I haven't really had my opportunity to have my own car until now. So now this is my first car that I get to build. But I actually junior dragster raced when I was a kid, and I was always into go-kart racing. Unfortunately, I didn't do it very long. I went into baseball, but now I'm back into the car world. So I got this car actually a couple months ago. I was on a down payment for another car. It was actually a 1985 Mustang Fox body. It was a beautiful car, but the deal pretty much fell through, and I found this car from a buddy of mine on Facebook. So I got this car, I picked it up back in March. I'm pretty sure it was like March 12th. I just came out of surgery for my thyroid, so it was kind of hard, to get there and look at the car and everything, but I did it, and then I ended up taking home the car 2 days later. Since I'm only 20 years old, I did have a car before this. My first car was actually a 1999 V6 Camaro. It was definitely the biggest hunk of shit I could possibly have bought. My parents basically were gonna buy me this car, so I was really hesitant on changing my mind or keeping, getting that car. But I did decide to get that car only because I felt that if I was not to get that car, then my parents would, forget about the fact of not buying me a car and put it off a little bit longer. So I decided to get the car, and the car actually was completely red. It was peeling. Both doors were different colors. It was definitely the biggest hunk of shit I've probably seen on Long Island. It was a terrible decision to buy it, but now I have this instead. What I did was I actually sold that car and then put the down payment on the other car that I was gonna get. And that fell through for so long that I actually didn't have a car until I got this one. But I definitely don't miss that car, and I'm really, really happy with this car instead. Alright, so the current modifications I have on the car, the first thing I did when I got it home was I actually switched out the shift knob and I put in a Boss Audio touchscreen radio. Right after that, I put some SR Performance lowering springs I put on it that dropped it 1.5 inches. I've done a couple of other things as well, but the main thing that I've done really was I actually put in a full harness bar with G-force harnesses. I put an NRG shorty hub, quick release, and a Momo steering wheel I also put in there. I have other things pretty much like stickers. I changed the decals on the car, and I also have 373 gears that are going to be put in the car hopefully soon. Performance modifications really, other than the 373 gears, I have a cold air intake by BBK, I have a throttle body intake by BBK, and I also have a cat delete with Super 40 Flowmasters on the car as well I bought with. Alright, so some future modification plans I have for the car. There's actually a couple that I have in my head that I don't really know what to do, but one of the things I definitely want to do is I really want to put coilovers on the car and maybe look at a different wheel rim setup. One thing that I've always also wanted to do, I don't know if it's going to be with this car, but something that I've always wanted to do is put a turbo on a car. It could be this one. They have a really cheap setup for this car. I'm pretty close to having that amount. It might happen. Also, something that I want to do is I want to put bucket seats in the car eventually. I don't really need them, being that I'm not really on a track or not drifting it at all. But it's just something that I like and something that, I feel would be cool with the car. Plus, it already has the harnesses in it, which I also like. So I don't really know yet which one I'm going to pick, but it's definitely between those three, whether wheels, coilovers, seats, or a turbo. The car clubs that I'm in are Eastern Origin and Dusted. Eastern Origin is a Long Island-based car club. It's pretty much all around New York. Mostly in Long Island. I joined them about a week after I got my car. Definitely check out them on Instagram and Facebook. I'll put the links to their Instagram in the description. And Dusted is a car club kind of that I started with a couple of my friends. The cameraman right now, Christian, is in it. And Dominic. If you've never met them, I'm sure you have. They're also in it. I pretty much just bought 9 or 10 stickers and I handed them out to a couple of my buddies and we put them onto our, front windshield.
On the beat.
I am the greatest.
Someone with color, someone with color, someone with gas, someone with